Good morning, everyone. My name is Arin Jain, and today I'm going to talk about HTTP methods and expressions. So, basically, what are HTTP methods? These are a set of request types defined by the HTTP that indicates the desired action to be performed on a given resource. Like when you communicate with the server, for example, when you're interacting with an API, you use these methods to indicate what kind of operation you want to perform on the server's resource, like fetching data, creating a new entry, or updating information like that. Now, here I also mentioned basically HTTP methods are like instructions, which instructions you send to a server to tell it what to do. For example, you can ask the server to give you information with the help of get method, and you can send new data with the help of post method, change the existing data with the help of put or patch, or you can delete something with the help of delete method. So basically, these help you to interact with the websites or APIs by defining the actions you want the server to take. Like you have to communicate, you will communicate with the server what you want to do. So now let's go over these methods in depth. So first we have get method. So if I talk about the purpose of this method, basically it is used to fetch data from the server. Like we want to get some data or some fetch data from the server, so we use this get method. So what is the uses of this? Like when a client, like a browser or something, sends a get request. So basically, it is doing what? It is asking the server to retrieve specific data. It could be anything, like fetching all the users or some specific user or something other. So with the help of this, we can fetch data from the server. Here I also written like you can see here how to use this get method. So simply write app.get. Uh, then we write the route on which route we want to get on which route we want to get data. Then we have request and response. So request is what we get from that particular site, and response is what we send from here. So here we are sending like here we are fetching and sending the list of all the users. Okay, now if I talk about the common uses of this get method, so basically retrieving a list of resources, it could be anything like fetching all the blog posts, user data, etc. And some specific data like fetching user by ID or by some specific thing. So basically, if I talk about it, is just to get some data from the server. Now the second method is post method. What is the purpose of this? With the help of post method, we can send data to the server to create a new resource. Like we want to create something, we want to add something new. So for this, we have to use post method. What's the uses? Like when a client sends a post request, it sends data to the server to create a new resource. Example, adding a new user to the database or adding something another thing. For this, we have to use post method. How to use, like on the route users route, I want to use that post method. So then we also have request and response. Request is what we get from, and response is what we send from here. So we are using const new user is equals to request dot body. So with the help of this, we are getting from the request body, get all the data from the request body. Like on the request we have all the data, and uh, we are saving that data in the new user. Now users dot push new user, and this new user we have pushed to the users list, and we are sending that response through response that new user. And what is the users common uses of this? Like creating a new resource, adding a new user, product or order, or something else. Now the third one is put method. So basically, what's the purpose of this? Replacing an existing resource entirely. Like we have something and we want to replace it by some other thing. So for this, we have to use put method. Like when a client sends a put request, it updates an existing resource by completely replacing it with new data. All the fields of the resources must be updated. Example, like I used put method on the user's ID. We have request and response, and we have get the user id from the route parameters. So with the help of this route parameter, we have all the users with its id. So now we have updated data from the request body with the help of this updated user on the updated user. Now we have replaced the old user with the help of this updated user, and we have responded with the updated user. So this is how we can use this dot put method to replace an existing resource. So this is the user's full replacement of a resource like this. Now we have patch method. So what's the purpose of this? Partially update an existing user. Here we are doing what? Here we are updating entirely, like we are replacing the existing resource entirely, and in the patch method we update partially it. Like we do not remove and updated whole. We just do partially. Like when a client sends a patch request, it only updates specific fields of a resource, leaving the rest unchanged. Like we have to mention what we have to update, and we will update that portion only, and the remaining thing will be unchanged. Like app.patch user on the user id, we have the same thing like before. We have get the user through the parameter route parameters through his id, and we have the partial updates from the user request body. Then we applied that updates to the user, and we have merged that update to user, and we have responded with the updated user. So this is how we can use this patch method. Basically, its use is to partial updates the resources. Now we have delete method. So what's the purpose of this delete method? Remove a resource from the server. Like when a client sends a delete request, it asks the server to delete a specific resource. Like if you want to delete something from the our server, it could be anything. Then we will use the delete method to remove it from the server. And how to use? Simply write app.delete, and on which route you want to delete, write that thing. And we have again request and response. Now we have get the user through his ID with the help of this route parameter. Then we have slice that user, like splice, sorry, like remove we have removed that user from that array with the help of this id. And then we have responded with the message user deleted successfully. So it's not, basically its use is to delete a resource. It could be anything. Okay, now we have app.use method. So the purpose of this method is to define middleware function that run before specific routes or all routes. Like middleware functions are functions that have access to the request and response objects. They are used for tasks like authentication, logging, passing request bodies, etc., etc. So these are some functions to use this use method. For example, we are using request response, and with this next. So we are console.log request method, and with the help of next pass the control to the next middleware function. We are forcing to go to the next middleware function with the help of this next method. So what's the use of this use method? Basically, it is a global middleware. Like it is used for authentication, logging, passing some request bodies, etc. Now we have our last method, that is app.all. So this method is used to handle all HTTP methods, like all the HTTP methods: get, post, put, paste, delete, etc. for a specific route. Like on a specific route, we have to handle all of the HTTP methods. So for this, on a single route. So for this, we use this all method. So this method is used when you want the same logic to run regardless of the HTTP method used for the same request, used for the different request. So we have how to use this. Simply write app.all and the route on which you want to apply these methods. Then we have request response. Then we're responding with the message received a request method request on this route. Now, common use is what? Handling requests with any methods. Like we can handle with the help of this all all of the HTTP methods. Now, if I give the summary of this, so basically, GET is used for what? It is used for retrieving the data from the server, and POST is used for what? Send data to create a new resources. Like if we want to create a new resource, or we want to add a user, add some order. So for this, we use this POST method. Now we have put basically replaces a resource entirely. Like we have something and we want to replace by some other thing. So for this we have to use this put method. Now we have patch. Like put is doing what? It is replacing entirely, and with the help of patch we can do it partially. Like we will update the resource partially. Then we have delete. With the help of delete, we can remove resource from the server and use, basically it is used to apply the middleware to the routes and all. Basically, it is used for handle requests with any HTTP method on a single route. So this is all for today. Uh, Here we have learned all the important HTTP methods like get, post, put, patch, delete, use, all of these HTTP methods. So I hope you like this. Thank you.